Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we are headed back to the world of Path of Exile. Now, I'm sure most of you saw already the new Heist League trailer that was dropped today, and if you haven't, I will play it for you in 4K at the end of this video, and of course it will have the commentary with it. Now, just the other day I did my first fantasy football draft because football is right around the corner, so I felt like I should wear my authentic Warren Moon #1 jersey for this video. Now, what we're going to be talking about is where Grinding Gears Games gets its inspiration for its leagues, and a little tidbit about Path of Exile 2. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. On PC Games N, we have an article titled Path of Exile gets a heist league because its producer saw Ocean's 11 on Netflix. This is not a joke, not a lie, really happened. Check this out. Grinding Gears Games co-founder Chris Wilson tells us that he and the studio's technical director Jonathan Rogers were mulling over the theme of the up-and-coming expansion back in February. Stumped, they turned to Netflix. Try to think about this. You work for Grinding Gears Games, you have no idea what you're going to do for your next expansion / league. So where do you turn to for inspiration? Netflix. And you start watching movies. Well, Ocean's 11 was not the first movie that they watched. We get to a car racing movie and think, hey, can we do a league about this? Wilson recalls, we seriously talked about what it would mean to have a vehicle that you're building, Path of Exile, and how that would work, but that didn't pan out. Let me be as clear and as honest as possible. I used to live Path of Exile. I used to play every league, complete the map, literally get into trading, do everything with this game. Now, the last couple leagues I have not really played. I've checked them out a little bit, but it wasn't a full-time job like it used to be. Call it burnout, call it I played it for too long, or I wanted to try something new. Path of Exile is still the best, and I still love the game. I've just been playing lots of Last Epoch. Grinding Gears Games, if you make a league around building a vehicle, I will be all over that. All over it. Just throwing that out there. Eventually, we got to Ocean's 11, or some other heist movie on the list, and thought, well, that would be cool. Instantly, you know exactly what the league is going to be. You're going to rob some places, it's going to be exciting, and there's going to be guards. There's going to be bypassing security and planning around a big table with maps pulled out over it with other people pouring over it. The idea of breaking down how we're going to do this, just like in the Ocean's movie. The inspiration Wilson described is immediately visible when you see the new update in action. Path of Exile's next league sends you to a rogue harbor to recruit a crew of thieves. Once you've wrangled up a few, you plan and execute a heist. Each thief has a particular talent they can lend you, such as lockpicking, transportation, or disarming traps. Okay, we don't need to read the rest of this. But this article ends with a little interesting fact, okay? Check this out about Path of Exile 2. We also spoke to Wilson about the progress of Path of Exile 2. And the studio's thought process behind launching a beta. In short, Wilson admits the studio could do one right now, but explains that they'd prefer to do it when it would ultimately be more useful to them. That is very interesting. Grinding Gears Games for Path of Exile 2 could right now drop a beta, a playable beta. I mean, at least that's what Wilson is saying, and Grinding Gears Games, there's no reason to not trust what they are saying. That is telling you that POE2 is well ahead of Diablo 4. Very interesting. But it is kind of weird how he says that ultimately be more useful to them. Don't worry about yourselves, worry about us who want to play it. It makes sense. If they dropped a beta for POE2, no one would play the other leagues, so I guess that totally Makes sense. Okay. Get their inspiration from Netflix, and POE2 beta is ready. All right. Have not seen it yet. I'm going to play for you now the next league coming in September for Grinding Gears Games Path of Exile Heist. Enjoy.
Everyone, for being on time. We have a lot to cover. The mark is in the rear of the dining hall. Cast, you're up first. You'll need to crack the lock and get us inside. Once we're in, Talina will use the vents to bypass patrols. There's a steel barrier that blocks access to the hall. Tibbs, can you handle it? Great. Then Isla just needs to bridge the gap. There's enough in that bunker for all of us to live very comfortably. If we stick to the plan, we should have no trouble at all. If we stick to the plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. In this new league, you will plan and execute elaborate heists. Travel to the rogue harbor and hire a crew of thieves to perform tasks such as lockpicking, demolition, and transportation. Break into a secure facility and be careful not to trigger the alarm. Bypass security measures and infiltrate the vault containing a valuable artifact. Make a mad dash back to the extraction point to lock in your haul. Use your cut of the profits to obtain a blueprint, uncover escape routes, and train your crew as you plan the ultimate job, executing a grand heist. Choose your payoff from exclusive new items such as alternate quality gems, trinkets, body and weapon enchantments, replica unique items, experimented base types, and more. Plan your escape on September 18th.
Alright everybody, that is the trailer and the commentary. Now what is my opinion of this league? I do have to say, I like it. Now what do I like about what we've seen for Heist so far? Simply put, when you play an ARPG, at least in my head, I always think about jumping into a swarm of enemies, killing them, and moving on to the next room as fast as humanly possible. Clear speed, loot, getting to endgame. This is something totally different. Now, again, in theory, it sounds really cool to do something different. Maybe I won't like it when I'm actually playing it, but that being said, the fact that you're not going to be able to just jump into the fray of a million people, kill them, and move on to the next room. But in this heist league, you have to be more thoughtful. You have to think about breaking in, how to not get caught with security, who you're going to pick when you're doing the heist. I don't envision myself 2 a.m. half dead, grinding through maps, trying to clear things. Like, I would actually have to be thinking when I play this league. And that's where it's like, I don't know if I like that or hate that, but it is cool from a standpoint of it is something different. And that's what Grinding Gears games always get so much credit for, is their leagues normally feel so different, so it always feels like you're playing a fresh, new game. So we'll see. 16 days until we get Heist. That's it. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We now have over 300 members. Great conversations every day, especially around ARPGs. The link for the Discord is in the description below. That's it. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron, out.